Real story. About 7 years ago, I got an invitation to attend a dinner party at my cousin's house. I have a pretty large family and I had never actually seen this particular cousin before. I had only ever spoken to him on the phone. I was surprised that his family unexpectedly invited me over, but I was curious to finally meet them. The invitation had an address that I didn't know, and GPS was unfamiliar with it too. It was one of those areas where Google Map doesn't work, probably because of poor phone reception. So I had to use an old-fashioned paper map. I marked the location on the map, tried to get sense of where I was headed, and set off in my car. As I driving, I started to notice how far I would traveled into the countryside, away from civilization. I see trees and farms and fields passing by. Just trees and farms and fields. And more trees, and more farms, and more fields. Where the hell am I going? I thought to myself. I would never ventured out so far in that direction before. Honestly, I drove for quite a long time, trying to locate the address I had marked on the map. The thing is, in this area, a lot of roads don't have name, or names are not clearly marked by road signs. I finally found a place at a location that looked like the one I had noted on my map. I was pretty sure this was the right spot, so I parked and get out of the car. Approaching the house, I noticed how dull and dreary it looked. It's completely covered in leaves and branches and overgrown trees. This can't be it, I said to myself. But as soon as I walked onto the rocky driveway, my aunt and uncle came out to greet me. They seemed excited and welcoming. Hello, come in, they said, picking me inside. Walking into the house, I asked where my cousin was. Answering immediately, one of them said, he went to run, he should be back later. I waited in their kitchen and we spent a couple of hours talking about my mother and family. My aunt made a delicious homemade pot roast. I finished off in minutes. After dinner, we played an enduring game of Uno. It was surprisingly fun and competitive. My aunt in particular seemed delighted to be playing. When we finished the game of Uno, it was almost dark, and there is still no sign of my cousin. My aunt and uncle assured me that he had be back anytime soon. Despite what they said, I decided that I had to leave. It was almost dark outside, and I knew it would be a nightmare to find my way out of this dreadful place after sunset with no street light or road signs. As my GPS was not working, I asked my aunt and uncle the most efficient way to get to the highway. They gave me a puzzled look. But we thought you were staying the night, they said. I told them I couldn't because I had work the next day and couldn't afford to miss another day. It's much better if you leave tomorrow morning. Trust us, you will get lost, they said. I told them, don't worry, I have got a pretty good sense of direction. I could find my way out of this desert. Looking aggravated, they strongly advised me to stay the night for my own sake. Their body language was weird too as they become more serious and insistent. My uncle stood shaking his head. My aunt began to move about the place, picking up a set of keys to unlock what I assume was spare bedroom. At this point, I was getting annoyed and irritable. I sighed. Fine, I will stay the night then, but I have to get up early for work. Both of them seemed strangely ecstatic that I was sitting that night. As soon as they went out of the room to get bed sheets and pillows, I ran out of the door, got in my car, and hastily pulled away. I know it was rude, but I suddenly felt the urge to get out of there quickly. It seemed to take me ages, but I finally found my way back to the main highway and drove through the night, wondering why my cousin had never turned up. I got home several hours later than I expected. It was after midnight. I didn't want to wake my parents up. Climbing over my fence and entering the back door, I noticed the light kitchen were on. As soon as I took my first step through the door, I saw my mom sitting there looking impatient. Where have you been? She asked. I was at aunt's. I told you, I replied. Then why did she call saying you never arrived? To this day, I still have no idea who I visited. طبعا هاي القصة موجودة بهذا الكتاب اسمه Ghost Story، يعني على أساس هي قصة حقيقية وصايرة بولاية نيوجرسي بأمريكا. ما أدري شنو رأيكم، نقرأ بعد لو كافي. Tell me down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and share this video and try it. I hope that helped.